Hello, we are here again. Today is day 4. For those who have been following up, uh, thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming around. For those who are subscribed, thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. And I believe you are getting value here. Thank you all for the love, for the support, those that reach out. And, it is not always very funny, right? So, today is day 4, and we just ended our free webinar for this weekend. Okay, so today is another weekend, and if you still want to participate in my free webinar coming up this next weekend, you still have the privilege to participate. So as you are joining, kindly let me know where you are joining from right now. And as you drop your comments, you also want to drop a like on this live stream before we start in proper. Okay, so you already know how we do it every day. Today is day 4 of this live stream, right? So we're talking about option for you to actually move to Europe and get funding for yourself. Okay, so you are looking for PhD program, you are looking for master's program, you are looking for bachelor program. Um, this is majorly targets at you. Okay, so you know it is always important that at least we share those information right directly to you. Frankly speaking, I just finished from one of the uh, events that I attended right now, and immediately I finished from that event, I also jump into my free webinar. And one of the things I also share in the free webinar is these migration events that I attended, they're actually charging like close to $4,000 to support people with the same thing that I'm actually doing for people for free on this channel. And sometimes people actually take this for granted, right? Because one of the things the guy also mentioned is if you are not ready to put in the time, you will be ready to put in your money. And when people actually give information for free, sometimes a lot of people actually take it for granted. And that is why most of these people that sell courses online, I know you are in one field or the other. Maybe you're a product manager, you are a developer, you are a data analyst, and all of this. You are in one field or the other, you've come across someone selling course in your area or the area where you want to get expertise, is majorly because a lot of people don't actually value when people give them free information. There are more than 400 videos on my channel as of today, right? Going to, I think, more than 430 videos on my channel that I've shared so far, right? So that is not the idea, right? The idea is giving valuable information, right? So I don't want to talk much about that aspect. So thank you to everyone who has been supportive on this channel. I appreciate you for those who keep sharing my videos on the platform. Those that drop like, please, as you join this live stream, please, I'm begging you, please drop a like so that other people can also get to see this information that we are sharing for free. Okay. Even though I'm not charging you or asking you to bring money for these free videos, at least if you help me click on that like button and also sometimes drop a comment, encouraging comments, not some comments that you're going to see, you feel like cry. Sometimes I will see people's comments, I will just laugh because he's actually not doing anything on me. But I don't know. I don't want to use some words today. So, like every other day, today is going to be different, and we're going to be talking about different thing entirely. Okay, you might be tired. I know some people are just here to get the name of the school and get out of here. It is fine, right? Whatever your decision is, it is always or totally fine, right? Everybody will not be there to listen to all the trash you have to say, right? And sometimes they just want to hear you talk and talk and talk so that at least the live stream can end. Okay, so let me get the school information to bring out now. So if you are here right now, if you are here with us in this live stream, please drop a comment. Okay, if you are here in this live stream right now, you can just drop a comment. Okay, so let me get the school name. I mean, let me get the necessary link up so that we can start in proper. Uh, okay, so the next one is this. Hope I'm not sharing my screen yet, because so that I will not share my database. One, two, three, four. So because there are more than 20 schools here right now that I've not even shared information. So these are part of information that um, is already in my ebook. Okay, wisdom is here. Okay, it's actually good speaking with wisdom today. He's also one of the person that attended my webinar for today, and we really had a lovely chat. Talking about migration. After talking about migration, at some point we moved to career discussion, and because I'm also a web developer, and wisdom is also a web developer, and these are one of the things that we don't usually discuss every day. I think is good speaking with you. Wisdom is actually very very good speaking with you. Since we have a working plan, I think we are going to talk more in our one-on-one section. Okay, so let me get the school information. Okay, so I'm just trying to buy time so that I can get the school name up. Okay, so I'll share my screen now. Um, I need to I need to find a way to I don't have my phone here with me now, so I would love to see a way to get this live stream shared to people on Telegram and also on WhatsApp. Should I get my phone and share with them first? Okay. Okay, so I will just take 2 minutes to get my phone so that I can also inform those who are on the WhatsApp community that so I want to get my phone now, or if anybody can share this link to the Telegram channel. Okay, because this funding opportunity we are talking about today is a very one that nobody wants to miss. Uh, okay, guys, so I will just take permission, just 2 minutes. I'll pick my phone and then come back. Okay, I'll pick my phone and come back, please. Okay, so thank you for allowing me. So I've picked my device now. I want to share this live stream to those who are on the WhatsApp platform so that they can also come join us right now. Okay, because I don't want anybody to miss out. And I think I've said it. I think we have a longer section during the webinar, question and all of those things, then personal discussion, career and all of those things. So we really have a longer discussion. So we'll have started this maybe 1 hour earlier, but there's nothing bad. We can always go through. So share, okay. So this is just like a free section. No, there's not so much like we are not doing no DMZ here. So this is not a military zone. So okay, so I just send that to the WhatsApp group now, and I'll proceed to send it to the Telegram as well. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Wisdom. You've already sent that for me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. I never knew you've sent that. Thank you. Okay, so I think people are joining now. People are coming from our WhatsApp now, so they are joining now. So we're going to start in proper now. So I will reintroduce myself again. Thank you everyone who has been joining this channel, and I appreciate your love, your support that you are always giving on this platform, right? So for those who miss out on our free webinar this weekend, you can still join next weekend because we have some discussion and people are asking for some extension and all of those, right? So I will also try to drop that link to join the free webinar for those who might want to participate next weekend. But today we are majorly concerned about how you are going to get funding again, right? So this is majorly our concern today, and I'm going to quickly share my screen, right? I think I okay, so I just want to get the right link before I leave this place. Okay, so this is the link here. So if you want to participate in the free webinar next weekend, uh, okay, so please before we start, we like to take permission. Okay, so when I'm actually presenting the information, I would like you to actually take your time, right? Jot down your question, right? Then actually after I'm done, I will always give room for you to ask your questions. So make sure you jot down your question or you drop them in the chat box so that you don't forget them. Okay. So now I'm going to start immediately. I believe everyone can see my screen. Okay. So I'm going to be starting with here we go, right? But the school we are talking about today is Parma, Università de Parma. That's University of Parma. Okay. So you can also go to your browser to or your search engine, your Google browser or any browser you're using, and go ahead and search for University of Parma. But the funding opportunity we are talking about today is the ER benefits, and they have a central portal where you actually do this application. And this application is actually the one that you have to do separately with the application to the school. Okay. So at some point, a lot of people always miss out this, and they always have this question that, okay, if I apply to scholarship, does it mean it's automatic, right? So let's quickly look at that. It said scholarship are financial support provided on a competitive basis, right? The application must be submitted within the deadline. So this actually come every year, even though you are not getting it now. So far you get this information, you can still repeat this process every year. Okay. You just need to be aware of the deadline that is there for you to follow, and those who get the funding are actually, in addition to being exempt from paying university fee, receive an annual sum that varies according to the value of their ISC. You can see all of these 3 days, including today, we've always come across this ISC. And that is one thing that you should pay more attention to. Once you see something that comes up once, twice, going to three times, it means you need to find more information about it, right? And the other day I told you that this is how you actually prove that you are actually earning lower than what you can actually use to pay your tuition fee, right? So it's majorly proving or you proving that you don't actually have the capacity to pay your tuition fee yourself. Okay. So so this is what I was actually talking about. So the application is actually separate procedure from the application for the personalized university contribution and from the possible inclusion and in the no tax area. Okay. Freshmen qualify for the scholarship and obtain the first installment only on the basis of the economic status requirement. Okay, so you see, every country have a standard this economic requirement that people must meet out with, and one of the things that comes with this is the accommodation, right? So last year when I was actually helping a guy to get this accommodation, it get to a stage whereby they will ask you that, are you ready to actually pair room with people? And sometimes you want to say no, and sometimes you'll be like, oh, I don't know the plan these people have, right? So sometimes it's always good to actually say, yes, I will pair with people. And if there's excess, you can actually, uh, go and get that, right? But one of the scope is always try to pay accommodation, and I think their feeding is majorly for they also have feeding also. Their feeding is majorly for people with disability and all of those things. So I don't really talk about that. Okay. With access by ranking him as student and female students off-site, right? In possession of the expected requirements of economic condition and merit to meet the demand for permanence at an agreed all of those, okay? Facilitated access, okay? But the major thing is you can actually process your ERGO this on this uh, on this portal. So if you come here, you want to translate this page, click the three dots, right? Okay, this is not showing translate. So I will load. Sometimes you might not see the reload. Okay, so you see it now. So I'll put it in English now. Okay. So at least we can read what what is actually here. Okay. So compared to just having that. Okay. So now you can see check out what is new. Okay. So These are just news, right? They also have free webinars that you can participate in, right? Okay. So here goes the number. Scholarship always awarded to 100% of eligible students. So which means you must make sure that you meet the eligibility criteria. Over 150 million euros in funding for scholarship in money and services for the year 2023-2024, which means last year was mostly funded, right? And this year there's always everybody actually want to do more, right? When they do things, when you do anything, you actually want to do more. So which means a lot of people will also get more funding this year compared to last year. Over 240 requests processed through our communication channel in 2023, right? So I believe we are still together. Okay, so yes, I'm going to share the link. So let's just continue. I will share the link just like yesterday. So 139,000 benefit application managed in the last academic year. Okay, so you see the link that says apply now. So if you click on that, it brings you here. So I want us to trash this out before we look at the programs that are taught in English, right? Because that's one of my major concern, right? The deadline and all of those things are things we also want to look at. We want to look out for. Okay, so let's go back here first. Apply online. On this page, you will find access to form to apply to the benefit. You see, I said it that there is meal option, but this meal option, I think I remember it was those with disability or something like that. Okay, so do you have everything you needed before applying? These are things you need to check, deadline, all of those ranking, submit documentation to be submitted. Okay. Yes. So this section said students with income or assets abroad only. If your family unit has income or assets abroad, you are required to submit the necessary documents to certify your economic condition. So that is where your ISCE comes in. Okay. So because here now they are not putting anything about ISCE. For those who might not stay to the end of this free live stream now, you might not understand a lot of things. Okay. So this is where your ISC comes in. Okay. So you see, ask early to obtain your ISC. It usually takes days before it is issued. Okay. So I think earlier this year, I guided someone on how you can actually get your ISC, the process where you have to go to if you are going to Abuja in Nigeria, if you are going to Lagos. So, something that just a declaration, So that's the part you have to figure out, right? You can also see more here. But if you come here, you also see the deadline and all of those things, right? Deadline for completing registration. So I'm also always concerned about deadline, right? Not all of them are actually okay. So today is 16, right? Registration deadline to use the benefits. That's for Bologna. So you can also today the one of the reasons I also bring this ERGO is a lot of schools are participating in it, and as Bologna is participating, Ferrara, Modena, Reggio Emilia, right? Parma, which is the one we are talking about, right? So almost all of them are here. So if you are looking to, so this is also another school now that you can look into. If you are looking to Bologna, okay, so that should be correct. Bologna. So these are the expected period. Student enroll in subsequent year, right? So this is very almost late already, right? And during my free webinar, I was talking about deadline and period when someone was asking that you don't talk about United States and all of this. All of these things have period that you have to talk about them, and You don't just talk about everything at the same time. They have different period. And this is the time we are talking about Italy. You can see that this is almost late, but at least I think you still have like 5 days to go now. So you can still do it. Freshman, bachelor, master, and single circle courses. Okay. So if you come to Ferrara have up to April 15, right? Modena and Reggio. So you still have up to 2nd of May. So Parma itself, deadline up to 31st of March, right? Students who are already enrolled in the school, so this is your deadline. But for those who are applying newly, either for the bachelor or for the masters, so there's more advantage to this, right? You have the privilege to actually get, you have the privilege to actually get either into bachelor or master through this. Okay. So, and there are other deadlines that you can actually check. That's for the ARGO. So, if you want to go and start on the portal, then you can then start your application on the ARGO site. Okay. So we've talked about the funding part now. Now, there's more to that. It's something that we can actually take more than 1 hour to discuss if you want to break it down and digest and then get the actual facts, right? But you need to also put time factor into consideration. So we cannot spend 1 hour here explaining just funding, right? So now let's talk about courses that are taught in English, right? So scroll down, new courses, they just bring in some new courses, global study for sustainability and sustainability, local and international development cooperation, right? So for first cycle and second cycle courses, these are courses that you can find. And for second cycle, degree courses, second cycle is like masters and all of those, right? So you can see them here. Okay, so you can see them here. So any of the one that interests you, then you want to go ahead. Okay. So hello, hello. Take care. So you want to go and search for any of them that interest you, check through them. I'm just doing this live stream to just like give you quick overview, not in depth, compared to someone who is requesting for admission support. Where we have to take it one step at a time, right? So for international students, you also want to find more information for non-EU citizen, right? Uh, we've talked about the English language courses, okay? So what I will just do is I will start from here. So I will drop the link from here. Uh, Thompson was asking for the link, so I will drop the link for English courses here. Then I'll also drop the link for the ERGO here. So for those, okay, so I'm also trying to pin it on the screen for those who will watch this live stream later on, right? So if you are watching this live stream later on, these are the English course, English taught programs, right? This is the funding video, right? So this is the funding link for you right here. Okay. So let me also so you can just take a screenshot or write it down or copy the link and put it somewhere safe so that you don't miss it. Okay. So we've talked about pretty much everything we need to talk about. Now let me take question so that I will use that to do more explanation. Yeah. So you can drop your question now and then we can do more explanation. Okay. So there's also something I want to find. So when I see that, I will also bring that out. Okay. So this is it here. So the medicine and surgery program. Okay, so here it says Department of Medicine and Surgery. Till now, there's no information about the IMAT for the 2024-2025 year, right? and we are waiting for the guideline from the ministry that will publish them on the university. So one of the things you also want to put into mind is that you need to do your pre-enrollment on university, right? So pre-enrollment is like doing your um, you've applied to programs, you are preparing to do that visa application and all of those, but you need to do pre-enrollment. Even at some point, some schools they will ask you to do pre-enrollment first before you even do. I think Ferrara also, one of those, maybe Modena or Ferrara also. I can't really remember. Maybe when I bring them and we get there, we can actually talk about. I don't want to make assumption, but I know some schools they will ask to do some like pre-assessment. Sorry, pre-assessments, you submit your pre-assessments, then they will now send you a link to start your application. So different school, different pattern, different information, and this is why I was inviting people for the free webinar so that we can share information. Then you can get access to more than 200 programs that you can go through. You know what to do. Your proof of fund, you find the program, you know the school that have your program already, not start searching, that search is an headache. People that I support with mission support, most time, sometimes the people that actually want you to do the whole process, you search for the program and all of those things. Searching for programs is very difficult, right? So this is why I come up with more than 200 programs that you can go through, right? And I think since we are even expanding it from Germany to Italy and all of other countries right now, we are going to have more than 500 programs, right, in the database. Okay, so this is just pretty much it. Let me start taking question before we before. So can you start bringing your question now? I've dropped the link for the English program. Then I've also dropped the link for the funding website. Okay. Do you have any question? This is just, the idea is just giving you those schools that you can quickly look up to. Right? Do we have questions? So I want to go to how to apply now. If there's no question, I'm trying to check if there's any question before we go. Okay, so if you come to non-EU students part, you are going to see procedure for entry, residence, and enrollments, international school, all of those. Then you want to pay attention to deadline, right? Here it says you can find blah blah blah, all of those, right? Please note that CME, Mobility and Academic Equivalent Information Center, for obtaining the comparability certificate will be suspended, so they are not using this. Requirements to access Italian university, right? So at least 12 years of education, that's your high school, a B2 certification of Italian or in English, right? Okay. To study programs taught in English to be submitted by the date of enrollment, high school diploma for admission to undergraduate degree program, the bachelor degree qualification for admission to master program, non-EU citizen with residence permit other than the one for study are asked to follow the same procedure as EU students. So these are just almost everything you need to do. Okay. So now you see, this is what I was saying. It said register for your ESE 3, regardless of the selected courses or course. Before submitting your pre-evaluation request, you must proceed with the registration on the University Information System, ESE3, and activate your university credential. Okay, so if I did not bring you here now, you might not, I was still talking about it, not even knowing that PAMA also requests this. So all of this link are provided. So I think I should share this third link since it's also important for us. Okay, so it is also important for us to get that link, right? So you want to process that, you go there yourself. Okay, so you must proceed with registration on the information system ESE3 and activate your student credential. Okay, more details can be found on this link. Right. So you see this now. You create a username, create a password. So if you don't know what you need to put, you can just over on this app test or app icon. So you see the password activation code. Then the password activation code was provided to you with your account. That you can choose your first password here. Okay. So then make this declaration, right? So I'll just say um Treyor. Then I'll just generate some random password, right? So there are read the rules. I've read the rules, but before you get this password is too weak. Okay, so what's that again? Username does not exist. Okay, so we need to go and do the activation from here first. Okay, but I don't want to do that because I will have to go and verify my email and all of those things. I don't want to do that now. But you already see the two processes to follow. Okay, so he said before submitting your pre-evaluation, so which means you need to follow this process before you do the one here. Request your pre-evaluation and wait for the results. And that is exactly what I've said earlier before I even got here. So some schools they will require you to do like pre-assessment. Yeah, I think I call it pre-assessment, sorry. It's pre-evaluation, okay? But at least you understand that this is what I'm talking about. Okay. So second cycle in English, degree courses at national. Okay. So these are the programs. Application open from March 15, right? Online form, second cycle. This link is not updated yet, so we might need to wait for them to update it. There's also a PDF document, right? But don't miss out on this. Don't be deceived with different deadlines, right? This is one of the things that get people confused. And yesterday we also speak about these guys not updating their website from time to time. So you also don't want to miss out on that. Okay. So online form, though at some points it might be available, at some point it might not be available. You may be seeing this because you use the back. I did not back anything now. Okay, I think because I disabled some things in my browser, so I might be having this issue. I think that's the same thing. That's the same challenge I had yesterday. So this is not my normal app. So I've got some things to be disabled here for security reasons. Um, I don't want anything to hijack my laptop or something. Okay. So, but if you are using your own device, you can try it from your hand, right? And if I'm also doing this, I also use my other device. Okay. And that's the device I always use for recording normal videos compared to the live stream. Okay, so but at least we have overview of what you need to follow. If you come to English languages, so this is it here. In order to access the courses that are taught in English, it's will be mandatory to possess at least B2, right? And you are exempted if your mother tongue was English, or students who have already undertaken at least 1 year. So for you who has done like 3 years, 4 years bachelor courses, so you just want to get a letter that says your medium of instruction has been English and you are good to go. Okay. I'm also saving you, I'm also helping you to save money for your IELTS instead of writing that. Then after that, I talk about it that you also need to do pre-enrollment. So if we stay here for like 1 hour, we'll just discuss. So I think I've done summary of everything that we need to know. So register on University to send visa. I said it. You have to do your pre-enrollments when you want to start your visa, all of those things. So go to your. I think I've made a separate video on how you can use University, but I can also make another video about that. Okay, so that's it. Okay. So before we go, is there any question? Do we have any question before I go or before I leave here? Do we have any question? Okay, so if there's no other question, thank you for those who actually joined today. Today is day 4 of this. So if I were you, I will keep documenting this name of program and the courses that you can find there, right? And if you still want to join my free webinar coming up this weekend, where you're going to get a lot of value, you also want to get the link at the chat box right now. Those people who register during the week, I sent a follow-up email to participate, right? Just I think we have just few numbers, right, of people who joined, and it's important we keep sharing information even if people don't want to join the free webinar. Okay, so if you have personal concern you want to share with me in a one-on-one section, you can reach out to me for this. You want to review or you want to write your statement of purpose, I have people who do all of this as part of my team. They can help you do this, right? So you have concern, you want to write your statement of purpose, you have question, reach out to me, and this will all be resolved. Okay. So if there's no question, I think we can call it a wrap. Then likely tomorrow, I'll be busy doing some things, but I will try if I can also make a section. But just prepare your mind that same time we're also going to have a live stream. Then if not, I will quickly make a disclaimer, right, or make a quick notice that we cannot have the section tomorrow. Okay. So if not, then I'm going to catch up with you all again. Thank you very much, and I will see you some other time.